Class back in session. Yet a motherfucking again. This is session number 53 of the Heezy Hoopcast, the illustrious Heezy Hoopcast, powered by AnimalHeezy.com. Please visit AnimalHeezy.com at your earliest convenience and invite yourself to betterness. R.I.P. my big homie Kahuna. R.I.P. my nigga Ray Jew. It's going down like that. So, joining us from Scenic St. Louis, Missouri.
Scenic.
Not to be confused.
You gonna see some shit.
My nigga Trifeckta back.
What is up?
Man, hey, one of my favorite niggas to chop it up. I mean, everybody that fuck with me on the Hoopcast, man, is my favorite to chop it up with. But my favorite of the favorite to chop this basketball shit up with is joining us right now to talk about these upcoming playoffs and as much as we can because we still have that last little corner to turn.
Yeah.
So, we just got through talking about it on the little testing and shit, man. We just gonna jump straight into it. Donovan Mitchell versus Ben Simmons. What you got? Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year, I got Donovan Simmons. Here why.
Donovan Mitchell.
Okay. So, Ben Simmons is going to outstat
Donovan
him.
Simmons. Like, nigga, I picked both of them.
Ben Simmons is going to outstat Donovan. Like, that's just what it is. He's a point guard. He's a tall point guard. He's playing point guard, and he's like in a LeBron position where he's playing point forward, so he's getting to rebounds as well. I like Donovan Mitchell because he's had to pretty much carry a whole small market team on his back and give people a reason to watch games on the West Coast that concern a team that's like in Utah. With other stars to help him, like Gobert.
I was sure about to do it, man.
Gobert
like,
and
team
Rubio.
Ain't no trash, man.
No, I'm saying in comparison to Embiid, who's basically the beast of the East.
Yo, but I still think on the low though, the Jazz got a better roster than the Sixers.
They have a better coach. And they've had more time for that coach to kind of move and mold these pieces. I really think above Donovan Mitchell being Rookie of the Year, which is definitely debatable, I feel like one of the things in my heart that's not debatable is Quinn Snyder for Coach of the Year.
Shout out Quinn Snyder. Nobody saw it coming.
Yeah, he didn't grind it. Well, we had him over at Mizzou for a minute. We know his pedigree. Like, the dude gets down. You can give him whatever, and he gonna make that shit work some type of way. He gonna make it come up. It might not be, from worst to first, but it's gonna be impactful. And what he did with that squad this year, especially without Hayward, which everybody was feeling like, why are we even worried about a Utah team without Hayward? Like, he made them extra relevant to the point where I think they playing Golden State tonight, and it's like, I know for a fact because Golden State's my team. They done thumped us by 30, by 20. We probably gonna lose tonight by like 10 or 15.
I need to go ahead and get that shit loaded up to watch it and shit, but I still think, the Jazz got an overall better roster and shit, but
they do.
And the Sixers got the two best players between both teams with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid and shit. But the Jazz definitely got like a whole lot more in between. But I'm into the bullshit. It's the Hoopcast, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't even be me if I wasn't popping my shit. Bread versus Yoga here for those who are not aware with my guy Trifeckta.
Yeah.
Nigga, so Ben Simmons throws it out there like, hey, these niggas ain't fucking with me in the league. Donovan, you know what I'm saying? Like, he knows that the Rookie of the Year debate is happening, and he's like, it's me hands down, nigga. I'm not even doing that faggot ass shit where I just be like, hey, the guy over there across from me, man, you know, he's pretty good, you know. Fuck that, nigga. I'm out here. What's up? And Donovan Mitchell replies with a sweatshirt, with an Adidas sweatshirt, Adidas sponsored, that gives the real dictionary definition of what a rookie is. On my Jalen and Jacoby shit, soft move or boss move?
The idea that he needed to reply was a boss move, but the way he did it was super soft.
Super soft, nigga. Nigga said, hey, you niggas can't fuck with me, and you pull out the dictionary? The fuck out of here,
okay,
dog.
So now what he actually did that was more timely was he retweeted something that was tweeted pretty much to the same effect of what Ben Simmons said, and he retweeted it with a meme, which in that moment was a boss move. I like that.
I ain't catch the
what
meme.
He hit him
what
with? He put the whose face was that? I forgot. I was like, okay, I see you. Where was that meme at? I can't remember what it was at the moment. I won't hold this up. I might find it later. But
but I feel like I had to sit and think about it. Like in a short second, the whole league, you know, there will be no more old heads that we know, and we're gonna continue to love this game as it continues to evolve. But there's a point coming soon where this shit ain't gonna be nothing but millennials and walking subtweets.
This is true, so you do have to give extra bonus points to Ben Simmons for saying it with his chest. I believe that. But at the same time, I don't think it was like risky for him to do so, being as though he's been in the league how many years now? How many years has he been a pro?
Hey, I like it when niggas pop they shit, man. This only the second year, but pop that shit, nigga.
I'm saying he's had more time to be comfortable enough to pop his shit already have been in the league. So I don't feel like that was unwarranted by him.
I don't feel like it was unwarranted, only because I feel like he might have felt like Donovan Mitchell might have had an edge. So instead of, kowtowing and being like, yeah, man, that nigga's doing this thing, man, and I ain't really even tripping off this Rookie of the Year shit. I'm just focused on the playoffs. And, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? When you're back against the wall and you just pop off, I think that's what happened. And I think that if I had a Rookie of the Year vote, it would instantly go to Ben Simmons by default for that damn sweatshirt that Donovan Mitchell had on. I was with the Jazz train. I was with all that shit, man. And maybe I'll recover from it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll recover from it. Right now, I'm a little bit upset with that shit, man. I'm upset Adidas is co-signing soft moves instead of boss moves. But just to push it right along, goddamn, I did want to spend like maybe 2 seconds on this Andre Ingram from the Lakers G League affiliate getting called up to the Lakers for two games.
Now, okay, so what was his stat line while in the G League? Like I know that I heard he was supposed to be a great shooter. He was supposed to have a great 3-point percentage, but me not knowing G League, I don't know if that means because he was playing like 5 minutes a game and was knocking down the one shot he was giving in the corner each time, or deep. What?
I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, like we don't know these. I don't like he's been around. He's been with the organization for a long time. I watched a little video. It seemed like all the coaches on each level knew him, and like they really knew him, and they respected his work ethic and how he's one of those lunch pail guys. But at the end of the day, it was all about him being able to shoot. So I'm thinking, okay, 10 seasons in the G League, 32 years old. So that was like out the gate. He was just G League, and that was where he was.
G League had to be stressing him out. And this was back when it was the D League, goddammit. So the D League had to be stressing this nigga out because this nigga came out that bitch with salt and pepper everywhere, gray hairs everywhere.
Yeah,
bro.
that was the other thing too. I didn't know how old this dude was. I was like, wait a minute.
This nigga look older than Kobe.
Yeah, he definitely does. He on, yeah.
Like, he looked like, goddamn, he's approaching his 19th season, and, like, you know what I'm saying? He got called up after his farewell tour, which would have been a good ending to a farewell tour in the G League to get called up to the Lakers. And on top of that, I'm like, dog, okay, when does the G League season end or something? Why y'all call this nigga for 2 games, bro? The Lakers season been over. Y'all call that nigga for 2 games, and the only good thing I can see about it is that compared to G League checks, he get 2 big boy NBA checks and shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's the only beneficial thing I can see about it. Otherwise, like, what is this signing him for 2 games shit? Is he going to be in training camp? Is he going to get to play with the Summer League, nigga? Is he going to be on Lakers Summer League team? Do G League players play on Summer League?
Some of them if they get that invite.
Okay.
I'd say more play in the Summer League, of course, than get a chance to get called up during the regular season. But yeah, they be it's like it's an industry within the industry. It's one of them things where, you know, you gotta network, you gotta have a decent agent or somebody that's gonna keep you plugged and keep your name going around. You gotta constantly work out. You gotta work out where certain players and coaches and you know, execs work out to try to get that peripheral look. Like, it's a lot to go into it. So he been doing his work for like 10 years apparently down there.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question real quick. I'm sorry, but
no, you got it.
Do you think that he got comfortable then? Because, I mean, like, and all of this shit, you know what I'm saying, the way the game has been evolving over the past 10 years, I feel like I couldn't say there weren't other opportunities available. I don't know what opportunities are correct for this man, but I just know that the G League salary, you know what I'm saying, once it became the G League, they just started talking about bumping the salary up. You know what I'm saying? What them niggas was getting, like, you know what I'm saying, like, $15,000 a year, like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so when you think about it, like, if you not from the US and you're not in the NBA but you're trying to get there, you have better looks being from wherever you at in whatever high league you are, like whether it be Europe or China or wherever. Like, you probably gonna pop up on a couple draft boards just because you different, you exotic. But if you like a black dude that didn't get drafted, it's like, I don't know, maybe you're not as exotic. It's like, why is he over there? Oh, he over there because he can't make it over here. So if you tether yourself to the G League and you're able to stay there, then I guess it does mean a little bit more for you. But like, I'm looking at his stats and it's like, he played, he put in some time, he didn't do it's nothing here in the box, all the box scores that make it seem like he really was like, you know, killing it. He looked like a glue guy. His his field goal percentage was decent, was like around 50. His 3-point was like around 50. Like, and that's huge. He's taking like sometimes maybe 2 a game or 4 a game or 5 a game, and he hitting at least half of them. Like, on paper, he looked like a glue guy, and maybe he did get comfortable. Maybe he did have, like, he had a job and he had a G League and both the incomes was making sense. I don't know. But yeah, I guess that is a tough decision. If I was in his position, maybe I would have just stayed in the G League, like, unless like I found some money overseas. But, you know, when you going overseas, it seemed like you going for the money, because I don't really recall too many guys from overseas getting a call back straight to the NBA. You probably just getting it back to the G League. And then maybe the NBA. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. It's a couple niggas here and there, but it's definitely not enough to feel like, you know. But I mean, by that same token, though, 10 years with the Lakers G League affiliate and shit, you know, that's still I feel like that's just as long of a grind to make it to the NBA level. You know what I'm saying? And you probably would have had about the same shot 10 years overseas, shooting 50%. You know what I'm saying, on 3-point and shit.
And I think it was a long game play, whereas though maybe he felt like he had made it for 5 years. Well, shit, if I could keep making a couple more years,
or 30 for 30 or something.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe he felt like, regardless, I've been here this long, I might mess around and be assistant coach and be on staff. And it's like, well, shit, I'm still connected to the league. I'm still a professional.
Hey, if he end up being like a shooting coach with the Lakers and shit, that would be the ill, happily ever after type ending.
Yeah, I could see it. It's like I said, I'm looking at the box scores and everything. It's in the per games and everything, and he just, you can't knock him. He was shooting, and he wasn't getting that many shots.
Well, he ain't gonna get that many shots on the Hoopcast. Next, goddamn, I can't even remember this nigga name. Andre Ingram. Congratulations, you are now the second most important Ingram on the Lakers.
There you go.
I'm gonna just get to this playoff picture and shit. Man, go ahead and summon this shit in my internet browser. So as of today, and we all know how much this shit can change and shit. I heard niggas talking about it, and they were talking about like how it's like a 3-way tie for like the 7th spot or some shit like that in the West. So
yeah,
I really don't even just have it in me to try to like be trying to carry the one and do long division on that shit and how many different permutations of outcomes it could be. Fuck all of that. Right now, in the Western Conference, as of today, it looks like it would be number 1 Houston, number 8 Minnesota in the first round. Or who you taking in that?
It would be if that's the number 8, it would be Houston.
Oh, nigga, anybody who ends up the number 8 is gonna get just that 8. Gonna get 8 the fuck up.
I'm still waiting to see what this Denver situation look like.
Denver will drown, and I like Denver. I like Denver.
Okay. So just the schematics of what's going on is it's a couple games left this week. Everybody 1 through 7 is in. The 8th spot is between Denver and Minnesota. And then the 7th and 8th seed can still be affected depending on, I guess some type of tiebreaker or whatever. Because it looked like whoever in the 8th seed is going to have the same amount of wins as OKC unless OKC win their next game.
Right.
So it's still kind of in the balance. So if OKC sees Houston in the first round, I'm tuning in every night, and I don't know who gonna win, but it's probably gonna be Houston.
Man, Houston is gonna baptize whoever it is in flames, and I feel sorry for whoever it has to be. Like I almost feel more sorry for whoever that has to be than I would if it was like Golden State last year and somebody had to run into them.
Mm-hmm.
Like this shit is gonna be a bloodbath, and you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm here, man. I'm still going Houston all the way, man. Live on the Hoopcast. I want to make sure I say it as many times so if and when it happens that I'm gonna hold on tight to my bragging rights because 50% of the reason I do this podcast is just to make predictions and try to be right about them, and then go, I told you, nigga, Swamizilla strikes again, man. Y'all better get in tune, nigga. So then you have the number 4 Utah Jazz. Shout out to the Jazz for making it as high as number 4, being a top seed in the West. Against the New Orleans Pelicans, number 5.
If it stands as that matchup, because Utah plays tonight against Golden State, and then Portland plays, and they can flip-flop the 3 and the 4 spot. But for the sake of the conversation, Utah at 4, New Orleans at 5. I gotta take Utah.
Okay, who could flip-flop Jazz and Portland?
Jazz and Portland could possibly flip-flop.
Okay, well, let's do a quick entertaining of Portland versus New Orleans.
Portland versus New Orleans. Oh man,
that shit is gonna end horribly.
It would be Portland. Portland's defense was good this year, and it stepped up after All-Star break. So I think they could sustain AD with his barrage of ill-advised jumpers and everything. Because you got him shooting jumpers, and you got Drew Holiday shooting jumpers. So pretty much you hoping that Rondo or any of the other guys on the floor gonna get these rebounds,
I
but
was
Portland
just about
been
to say,
crashing.
yo, is this finally the return of playoff Rondo?
Nah, cause it's still AD team, and I don't know, how they
Rondo
really
team
rock.
anytime he was playoff Rondo.
True enough.
Rondo's never had a team before. I mean, he did have that team after everybody left, and then we just kind of forgot all that shit happened, and it was probably for the best.
Playoff Rondo, to me, is Rondo that plays some type of defense. I haven't seen Rondo play no D in I don't know how long, so I don't know what that looks like versus Portland.
Alright, so y'all can't afford defensive Rondo paying me the vet minimum. But
yeah.
Okay, so as it stands, Portland Spurs 3-6 matchup. If that were to happen, who you got? Because I feel like this Spurs team, without Kawhi, but still extremely well coached, extremely well schemed and thought out against this highly talented Portland team, that shit could get real.
This is tough because it depends on how much how petty LaMarcus Aldridge want to be. Like he be in position to really shut down.
How did I miss that?
Yeah, he be in position to shut down the playoff hopes of his past team, and I don't know.
Ooh, I want that smoke. I want Dame and goddamn even though I heard their relationship good, I hope the competitive nature of the game just brings out the fire in both of them, and they get and all that old shit come up, and niggas get to be like, it's my team now, and other niggas like, that's why I left y'all bitch ass. Like,
yeah,
I hope I get all of that. I want all the smoke. Speaking of all the smoke, right now as it stands, number 2 Golden State Warriors, number 7 OKC Thunder.
Oh man, this is such a Kardashian matchup, man.
All the smoke. Well, all of the we can't even call that smoke. That's like sauna steam. Yeah, these motherfucking you got us fucked up bad guy nerd Warriors against the sassy Thunder.
Oh man.
Big 3 divas, man.
I am a Warriors fan. That's how I'm gonna start this off.
That's a good way to start.
But I really don't want to have to deal with OKC in the first round. I really don't.
I'm not a OKC fan or a Warriors fan, and I say fuck OKC. But then again, I say fuck OKC a lot on the Hoopcast. You know what I'm saying? These niggas, unless they could do that little magical thing that sports media like to act like can happen after teams have a up and down season, like they could just turn it on. If they got this switch and just turn it on, talk about OKC, then cool. Like, but they gotta show me, they gotta prove me wrong, man. I think this will be a steaming. I think the Warriors are gonna steam and crease these niggas like khakis, nigga.
Yeah, my only thing about this series is the only thing I feel good about is the fact that KD is petty, and he ain't finna let this team lose to OKC in the first round. Like he's not gonna let that happen. He can't. Like he knows he can't. He know the timeline is waiting on something like that because he jumped ship and all that other stuff and left Russ and all the Russ fans, OKC fans. Yeah, he don't want all that to go down. So I think Golden State takes that series, and that's why.
Well,
but
look,
it's gonna be close.
I don't even think it's gonna be close. I think it doesn't exceed 6 games, and if it goes 6 games, something has probably gone horribly wrong. But okay, you ready for my hot take on OKC, bro?
Yep.
I told Paco this shit, man, and niggas about lost their motherfucking mind. Like, I have, like, you know, like I told you, man, I buy low, sell high, and a lot of times, man, I be prophetic in a lot of the shit I be saying, man. And I think niggas be fans of certain players like Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and shit like that. And Russell Westbrook more than anybody. And and it might distort niggas' vision a little bit. You know, it's like Cowboys fans and shit like that. Like at a certain point, it don't even be about the X's and O's. It just be about standing your ground. But
right.
I feel like Paul George is gonna have to. He's gonna have to have a game where he just takes over.
Yeah.
And becomes what Kevin Durant was to the Golden State Warriors. He's going to have to become the Kevin Durant of this team. He's going to have to say, you was the best player before I got here. The best player here now. And take the game over. And if that does not happen, Russell Westbrook will blowtorch these niggas out of yet another playoff series. However, I think I heard that the Thunder's last game is against the Grizzlies. And since we on Wright Park right here, you know, Russell Westbrook has 16 rebounds left to get the triple-double average for the second year in a row.
Right.
Playing the Grizzlies, this nigga might get 32 rebounds.
Right.
On that fuck shit. I'm so over that shit, bro. Nobody cares, bro. When y'all still ass, bro. Y'all got a whole big three and y'all still ass. And I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this triple double shit. You got a triple double last year, y'all was ass. You got a triple double with a big three, y'all still ass. I think he fuck around, get 32 rebounds against the Grizzlies, and they lose the fucking match, dropping them to the
8
seed.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. And the Paul George thing, I don't think he's like that vested in OKC past this season to really feel like he needs to step up and take over anything, because he already got his ticket for LA.
No, that makes sense. I'm just saying that's the only. I feel like
that's the only way.
The only chance
definitely.
To win.
Yeah, he got a foot out the door, so it's gonna be kind of tough for us to pull that off. Plus, Melo ain't really. I don't know. Me and my cousin go at it all the time because he an OKC fan. Hate the KD left. Love the Melo there, but I'm like, I always keep pointing out, like, dude, like your fate is like tethered to what Melo do and don't do. That's not healthy.
I mean, it's healthier than it was last season because it was tethered to everything Russell Westbrook did, and that is a recipe for destruction every motherfucking time. I don't care how much dog he got in him. I don't care how hard he dunks or how hard he stomps his feet when he land. Or, you know, some of them dunks even look cool. I ain't gonna front, man. I'll be like, oh, shit, man, that shit was like a Dragon Ball Z dunk. That shit was on some anime shit. I fucks with it, but nah, man, no. That nigga plays like an asshole, and it doesn't work. It does, and every time I'm gonna move on from this shit because this is longer than I ever like to spend on OKC. But because I mean, look, nigga, I hated this team even when KD was there. So fuck them. But
shit, that's the West, yeah.
But as far as goddamn. Nah, bro. I feel like it's certain people that I be hearing about. Niggas supposed to be such a dog, so cold. And I swear to God, these niggas only do this shit when I'm not watching. Because every time I watch Russell Westbrook in the Thunder, I'm like, fourth quarter coming around, I'm like, oh, there it is, right on time, jackass, air ball 3. Let me guess, another air ball 3.
Yeah, it is kind of tough to watch unless you love Russ, and he gonna get the volume where you gonna see enough of what you need to see to make you feel good about his ability. But when you really pay attention to what's going on, it's like, nah, that's not gonna cut it.
Well, I'm gonna be doing.
It's not gonna cut it. They don't have no. Okay, so my thing was if they had a healthy Andre Roberson to play that throwaway wing defender role, and they had Melo at the 4, and they had PG who could play like the similar role that LeBron and KD play, where they kind of like free safety on defense, and they saving more of their power on offense, more of their energy for offense. Like, I think they could have been really good, but at the same time, that's still pointing back to the fact that they still ain't got no bench. They not really gonna play nobody off the bench.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, so you got Russ doing all the work on offense,
You got
and
Russ in
PG
the
got to
fourth
be on
quarter.
point with the
He is a
yeah.
bomb waiting to detonate in the fourth
He
quarter.
gonna put them up. Yeah, he gonna put them shots up,
He gonna
and
put the team up and then bring that bitch right down. The team lives and
yeah,
dies with this nigga. Oftentimes they die.
yeah. They only got like a
47 and
3 point.
34 with goddamn them three niggas.
They only winning games by an average of like 3 points on the season.
And this nigga going for 16 more rebounds. Get him the fuck out of here. Eastern Conference. Um, Toronto and Washington looks like as of today is the 1-8 matchup. I don't give a fuck about Toronto. I'd give half a fuck. And I'm just being 100% candid, totally honest about this. Not even saying to be a dick. Toronto sitting on 59-22, number one in the East. 59-22 is an impressive record. Fuck Toronto still. I probably watched one quarter of Toronto basketball this season, and even that was kind of unbearable. I'm not going to lie to you. Who you got? If it
The
stays
East
that
was
way.
trash residue, so I'm not impressed by that 59-22 either. I don't trust Toronto at all. They're gonna have to prove it. But at the same time, Washington ain't gonna do nothing but lose to them. So you got to take Toronto.
Ouchies. I think I'd take the Wizards in that just because.
Just because.
Yeah, speaking of, you bumped that Drake song yet? Speaking of Toronto?
No.
I haven't yet either. Next matchup.
Solidarity.
For real, nigga. Cleveland and Indiana. We got 50 and 31 Cleveland. Their record is a lot better than I thought it was. And Indiana at 48 and 33. The rematch of Lance Stevenson and Bron. Do you think he blows in the other ear this time?
He probably does, but LeBron already he kind of got a foot out the door too, but at the same time he not finna lose in the first round of Indy. So
fair enough. How many games do you think Indiana gives them, if any?
shit. I think they might go 6 or 7.
Nice.
Because the thing about it is Indiana can play at that pace. Like Oladipo wants to get up and down the floor, and ain't nobody on Cleveland gonna stop him. They can't. And you got Lance and Bogdan. I wish Bogdan was more athletic, but they decent on the wings. They can shoot. They're going to hit those outside shots, especially when left open, because Cleveland, for some reason, they just can't guard nobody.
Bruh, I thought that shit was just like some ESPN narrative shit about Cleveland's defense. And I started watching them niggas, like I try to watch them like every other night or something like that. Bruh, these niggas really don't play defense.
Yeah, it's baffling to me. I don't know. Maybe it's the pick and roll aspect of it. They get lost on the pick. But yeah, they it's like that's where they're gonna give it up. And then LeBron, he plays like the strong safety, or the free safety, so that causes some problems. Whereas though you feel like it would kind of put a Band-Aid on some things. Like he gonna have some highlight rundown from behind blocks and stuff, but that's because of the roles he's in. That's never his guy. Like it's just he just helping. And I don't know. I think he cool with it because now it don't make no difference. He finna be gone anyway. But I don't know. I think they make it out the first round though.
Shout out to Cleveland Cavaliers signing Kendrick Perkins as their defensive coordinator for the rest of the season.
Security.
Security. Nice move, Cleveland.
They should have signed Bosh.
On some honorary shit, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be signing a nigga that ain't gonna do shit, yeah. But I think Perkins gonna really be on some defensive coordinator shit, man. He gonna be whipping them niggas into shape, nigga. Like oh goddamn, like we just layup lines on defense. All right, I got something for that. Bron called in the big dog, man. And don't it seem like Kendrick Perkins gets signed to Cleveland at the end of every season?
No, he most definitely does. Like, they like him. Somebody like him. They gonna cut him that check.
Man, Bron is in the Homeboy Hall of Fame first ballot.
Yeah.
First ballot.
Here go one of my deep cuts, though. I feel like Bron gonna leave, He gonna go where? He gonna go back to Miami, and he gonna get Bosh a job.
Doing what?
I don't know. Dusting the rafters. I don't know. He got long arms. I don't know, but he gonna get him. He gonna get him back on Miami, and that's gonna be like his good deed he do down there.
Hire this nigga to tickle cats out of trees and out of palm trees in Miami and shit, man. But Chris Bosh, man, hope you doing better, my nigga.
Man, he say he doing great. He just want the check.
Hey, man, shit, I think that nigga heart really. Never mind, I ain't even finna go there, bro. I had a fucked up one. Hey, I'm glad you doing all right, man.
We love Chris Bosh, man.
Yeah, man. Bosh Spice out here, man. Next matchup, if it stays this way, I don't know how shaky ground this is, but it's looking like Sixers and Bucks first round matchup.
That's gonna be a lit little first round matchup there.
That one is very hard to call, even though I like the Sixers more, so I'm gonna just go with the Sixers.
No, it's definitely gonna go to the Sixers. It might go 6 games just because the Sixers ain't familiar with the playoffs. They don't know, like they gonna have to Google map the playoffs because they ain't been in so long.
Damn.
And they got players there that ain't never been at all. That's just barely in the league. But I mean, Milwaukee's not good. We want them to be good because they got Giannis and he's a beast, but it's kind of almost like OKC where it's like it's all pretty much wrapped up in one player and everybody else kind of does their thing, but their defense isn't as good as it was last year. And Philly actually is a good defensive team.
I think you hit the nail on the head perfectly. You said everything I could have possibly said about that matchup. Therefore, with this last 8 minutes and shit, surprising how effectively niggas done squeezed all of this shit in. Another good matchup because a lot of the times I hit Sim on the first round of the playoffs, my nigga. Like, I let me in the quarterfinals, nigga. Like, I be skipping all that shit. But another good one that's gonna be that's gonna have me tuning in at least by game 3, game 4. Boston and Miami.
Yeah, you really like basketball when you watching this series because it's like it don't really have the star power you want it to have, but both teams are really good and they gonna fight.
And it's gonna be some good basketball. Both teams well coached, well orchestrated, all that shit, and got good pieces. It's just like you said, no star power.
Right, Kyrie down, Hayward ain't gonna be back.
We ain't got
Miami. They got D-Wade. And this is the thing. I really feel like Miami gonna get this series, not because of the obvious, but because D-Wade gonna mess around and show up.
Shout out to my nigga, keep that shit 100, man. Was a big Miami fan when Braun was there. That nigga left. That nigga been like, fuck Miami ever since. Fuck Eric Spoelstra. Fuck D-Wade. Shout out my nigga, keep that shit 100, man.
Yeah, Miami is scratching and clawing.
Coach. I'm like, damn, man, that nigga 43-38 ain't a great record though.
It's not good, but they did the most with what they had, and it was a dumpster fire out east, and pretty much half of the Eastern playoff bracket is not impressive. So, you know, they definitely better than Detroit. They definitely better than Charlotte. They definitely better than the Knicks. They definitely better than Brooklyn. They definitely better than Chicago, Atlanta, and Orlando. So they better than half the conference. They just stuck in the middle.
Shout out to Detroit. Get well soon, niggas. Get well soon from that Blake trade.
Oh man, it's gonna be a minute.
And I think, fool, I'm a pretty good trade analyzer too. You know what I'm saying? And hindsight is 20/20. It's easy for me to say that shit going into the playoffs. You know, right now, so far removed from the trade happening. But when that trade happened, and they sent all them pieces to the Clippers, and Detroit got back Blake Griffin, and Blake Griffin is another nigga that I think is in that Westbrook class that niggas just really want to like him so bad that you kind of ignore what's in front of your face. Because I like Blake Griffin too. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm not pulling that trigger on that trade though. And I thought hands down the Clippers won that trade, and the Clippers got some shit to rebuild with, and shit, nigga, it's looking like it's so cold in the D again.
I think the trade was even just looking at what the teams felt like they needed. Now, it's not necessarily my fault that Detroit felt like they needed some type of star power to bring people to the stadium to want to see some shit. But they fulfilled that need. They got Blake Griffin. He's somebody. The Clippers got what they needed was, help rebuilding their franchise after all this shit was going on.
Yeah, them definitely packing in them the Pistons arena to see Blake Griffin sit there in that suit now.
Yeah, I mean, but that's actually what if you watched enough basketball over the last few years, that's what you gonna see anyway. You gonna see like maybe half a season.
That's why I thought it was a dumbass trade.
But you gotta want him with all of that because you know that's what it is. You know that's what you get, and they really felt like they probably wasn't finna. Because when you think about the Pistons, they done had how many good draft picks and messed them up.
That's an organizational thing, man. You messing up draft picks, you messing up trades. Somebody got to go.
Well, I just felt like they wasn't confident in being able to draft
Van Gundy job, man. That's what it is, man. I'm calling for a job. Get him out of there, man. Get Jeff Van Gundy out there. Matter of fact, don't get Jeff Van Gundy out there. I need that nigga commentating my games, nigga. But get that Van Gundy out of there, man. As a matter of fact, maybe sit him next to his brother. Maybe sit him next to his brother. And they the brother.
That'd be so tight.
It'd be lit.
Just to have them both on TNT arguing.
Oh my nigga! Oh man!
Oh, at some point somebody gonna stand up and say you ain't shit.
I think we found a solution for the Pistons as well as basketball as a whole.
That would be hilarious. Somebody agent got to jump on that. I'd pay to see that.
I want to give a shout out to my nigga Wave Gretzky 94 on Twitter. I had actually said that shit about Donovan Mitchell. I was like, niggas lucky I ain't got a Rookie of the Year vote. It would go to Ben Simmons by default after this, and he hit me with, hey, bro, I got the potential, though. I mean,
yeah.
Potential ain't gonna stop this hate, though. Ain't gonna stop this hate train.
Okay, so I pose this question. How much better? Like, what's Ben Simmons' ceiling? Are we seeing close to his ceiling?
No. And I think when you come out like that, when you know damn well you got a strong argument against why you shouldn't be the Rookie of the Year, and you come out and you pop your shit, I just think it's indicative of that nigga just being a dog and like he's ready, he's here. I don't know what type of anointing he done got hit with, what type of oath he done took fucking around, hanging around with LeBron and them, but he look like he ready. He look like he is ready for all the smoke right now. And Donovan Mitchell looks like he wants to just, he want to say it with his chest, but he want to say it with words across his chest.
So I really feel like it's a parallel between Mitchell and Lillard. I think Dame and Donovan is like kind of the same. Damn, they gonna be like the same player.
I like that comparison, my nigga.
They gonna be the same guy. You gonna root for them. They gonna be in that market where don't nobody except the people who live there really remember that they there. When you do catch a glimpse of it, you gonna be like, oh, that's right, he is there. Oh, they must. And then you gonna check, see what's going on, and you gonna be like, oh, okay, well, I guess you're doing all right. And then it's gonna be playoffs, and they team not really gonna advance that far.
I definitely hope he doesn't burn out. I think he caught a lot of people off guard in 82 games and shit, and I hope that they don't catch his drift and start shutting him down, because I think Ben Simmons got the type of game that if you shut him down, nigga, he just go get 21 assists.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why I said in the beginning, like, if it comes down to stats, you gotta give it to Ben Simmons, because it's like he don't have the stats. He's going to have them. And there's no way you can stop him from amassing a whole bunch of stats each game. I don't know, especially the way that the game's played now. Ain't nobody really playing no man-on-man defense. Well, like, there's no way you cannot have him get any stats unless you got a team like Miami, like where everybody in the passing lanes and everybody's decent on the pick and roll, like everybody fundamental, like Boston or somebody, like a fully staffed, healthy Boston.
He's the Hoopcast host.